Anthropic secretly rolls out contextual retrieval to the AI world. This game-changing technique is boosting RAG accuracy by a staggering 67%. But what exactly is contextual retrieval? Why is such a big deal for AI? Well, my friend, stick around because we're about to dive deep into this revolutionary method and how this is solving one of AI's biggest challenge in accessing and using information. Now, before I get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified every time I drop a new video. And understand, by doing so, you're supporting the channel and helping me provide quality education for everyone. Now, let's get started. So, as you know, the LM models are trained on a vast amount of data across the internet. Okay, so it has a repository of information that is generally, we call it general intelligence. But to make LM models much more contextually aware, we need a process called RAG. Now, RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation, has been a game changer in how AI models access and use information. It's like giving an AI a massive library of knowledge to draw from. Now, when you add additional context, whether it's through your own documents, PDF files, etc., the LM model becomes much more proficient. Now, let's say you're the user, you ask the LM model, what is the weather in Houston, Texas for a given date? Now, you know the LM models were backdated. They were trained on historical data, so you will not have up-to-date data. So if you had some RAG system that has up-to-date information, it's just going to augment the LM model with that knowledge. Now, in order to augment the LM models, we send something called chunks to the LM. Okay, and chunks are specific body of text from these documents. It could be Houston, city, or city weather for 27th October, blah, weather updates. So there's a lot of keywords, or if it's a vector database, then it pulls the relevant chunks of text and augments your LM model with that information. So the LM model then takes that information and then gives a precise output back to you. This could be Houston weather for October 27th is 37 degrees Celsius, something like that, right? And now the problem is a lot of context gets lost in the process. When we're sending specific chunks of information to the LM model, some of the context gets lost in translation. That's the problem. So Anthropic's new feature is like giving these random chunks or these random sentences its own mini story. It adds relevant context to each of these chunks, making it easier for AI to understand and use the information correctly. Now, this technique reduces incorrect chunk retrieval rates by up to 67%. And when combined with prompt caching, it may be one of the best techniques there is to implement retrieval in RAG apps. If you look at the chart, you'll notice the average percentage failed retrievals are higher in standard RAG processes, significantly lower in the contextual retrieval. So in simple English, that means that Claude is getting better at finding the right information from these documents to answer the questions. It's also going to be efficient, and it's also going to save on tokens because it's going to grab only the specific context and then derive additional meaning from it. And these gains in accuracy directly translates to better performance in downstream tasks, potentially improving the quality of AI-generated responses across a wide range of applications. So you might be wondering, Imtiaz, how does this actually work? Well, I'm going to make it really simple for you, my friend. So what we're going to do is, let's say we have a document, and this document could be a body of text in that document. So now whenever a user asks a query to the LM model, the LM model is going to go look into the document for specific sections in that document that is relevant. And the way it looks at those sections is through these things called chunks, right? So chunk 1, 2, 3. And what Claude is doing right now is actually running an additional prompt into these chunks. So when it retrieves these chunks, you have chunk 1 plus context, and similarly chunk 2 plus context, something like that. So let's give you a real world example. Imagine you're searching for a company's financial performance. With traditional RAG, you might get a response like revenue grew by 3%. Okay, but with contextual retrieval, you're going to get something like in Q2, Tech Corp's revenue grew by 3% compared to, all right? So it's adding more context to these chunks, sending it back to the LM model. So now the LM models have contextually aware chunks that can be processed and then sent back to the user as a coherent response. So another innovation that's actually enabling contextual retrieval is something called prompt caching. All right, so prompt caching, this is what Anthropic announced last month, and it significantly lowers implementation costs. The estimated cost for contextualization is only $1.02 per million document tokens. So what that means is this cost efficiency makes contextually retrieval accessible for large scale applications where manual annotation chunks would be impractical. Okay, now you might be thinking, well, who could benefit from this kind of technology? Well, any industry that contains or relies on large body of text and relies on accurate information. Yeah, you could be thinking about lawyers. They have to sift through tons of documents and need to find the right legal advice, or maybe doctors, maybe healthcare practitioners. And now if you're an AI entrepreneur, you might be also getting ideas. Well, how can I now use this information and start building AI solutions for these businesses? Well, don't worry, my friend. We teach you exactly the step-by-step process you need to do in order to start not only creating a solution, but communicating and selling to these businesses. So I give you all that practical sauce in my accelerator. The link will be in the description. And also, if you want to learn more about this technology, which is contextual RAG as well as prompt caching, I'm going to link a GitHub repository. The company encourages experimentation with the technique, noting that custom prompt tailored to specific domains may yield even better results. So I'm going to link the cookbook in the description also of this YouTube video, so feel free to play around with it. And if you know a little bit of Python, you can run this notebook in Google Collaboratory. You don't even need to know Python. You can ask some of the LM models to help you navigate. You don't even need to know Python. Just read some of the comments here and some of the text to understand what exactly it's doing at each step. And this is all the things that you need. This is all the code that you need to start implementing in your AI application. Now, I teach you also something called AI assisted coding, where we use specific code bases and use this as a RAG to write our own applications. So what that means, we don't code, we actually use the power of code to start creating these solutions fast. And we start simple, we don't go complex, but understand that accuracy is a big part of solving the AI conundrum for a lot of businesses. So as you have seen, contextual retrieval is a significant leap forward in AI's ability to understand and use information. It's not just incremental improvement, it's a fundamental shift in how AI systems process and retrieve knowledge. Now, this technology has the potential to improve everything from chatbots to virtual assistants to research tools and data analysis systems. The possibilities are truly exciting. But remember, as impressive as this technology is, it's still a tool. It's up to us to use it responsibly and creatively to solve real-world problems and push the boundaries of what's possible. If you find this information helpful and want to stay up to date with practical business as well as technical solutions for your AI application, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I drop a new video. Now, please make sure you watch this video so you understand the difference between machine learning 1.0 and machine learning 2.0. And make sure you watch this video so you understand why most AI agent frameworks will fail and what you should do instead. So if you're ready to get started, drop the silly chatbots and unleash the full potential of your AI agents. GP pioneers, let's go.